guess who's back? Back again. Chad is back. Tell all of your friends because Chad's back and we're going to be making you some stellar cocktails today. Ain't that right, Chad?
That's true. Yeah, I'm happy to be back. Thanks for having me back, Reuben.
We're doing 3 cocktails today.
Three drinks.
3 drinks,
technically.
We can't do all of them cocktails. We can't
One's
get
a
too
dessert,
crazy.
kind of, but yeah.
Yeah, so the first thing, I think when I think of Indian drinks, first thing that comes to mind is chai.
100%.
So let's talk about chai. Chai is tea, right? So first thing we need for chai is your spices. So I have peppercorn, some cinnamon, clove, and cardamom pods. Now, I like to get a nice pan going hot, and I like to toast all the spices just to kind of bloom it all, you know?
Of course.
So Chad, you have recently reopened your catering business, isn't that right?
Yeah, my private event company, we did actually we're going to be relaunching everything on the website starting next week, but we made the decision last week to move forward with that relaunch. So
Nice.
really excited. So I'm happy to be on here.
So where can people find that?
Well, on Instagram, my at me, if you want to say that, is at stir, STER_gently, GENTLY. So you can see everything that we're doing and all the updates will be on there.
So Masala Chai, right? That's what we're making today. Also has ginger. And with the ginger,
You need help?
we can just stir that around a little bit. Stir, see what I did there? It's like your
I
catering
hate
company.
it though. I'm not a fan.
So I'm gonna just take a couple slices of ginger and I'm gonna throw them in our mortar and pestle and just kind of crush them just ever so slightly. And you want to keep it in the pestle. You don't want it to pop out of the pestle like it just did there. And I have my little tea pot over here. Well, not pot, but kind of a pot. This is going to be used to do some tea pulling. So I'm going to throw 2 cups of water. 2 cups of water. I have about 12 or so. So I'm doing a double recipe. 12 or so peppercorns. I have 2 cinnamon sticks, 4 pods of cardamom, and about 5 cloves. All of these are super intense and have a lot of fragrant, and they're really, really, they have a lot of flavor behind them. They can really overpower this whole thing, so you got to be careful. And with the ginger, you're going to taste all of these things, right? So just until it starts to heat up just a little bit, and you'll start to smell all the spices. I'm going to throw them right in here. Turn that guy on. And you want to be careful when you use a mortar and pestle. You just kind of want to crush it a little bit, because if you go in like that, everything's going to pop out like it did on me before. So you're not looking to get it too fine.
So who taught you how to make chai?
So my mom. My mom used to make chai all the time growing up. We had tea time as a kid.
Really?
Yeah, 4 o'clock every day.
That's called privilege right there, my friend.
Yeah, some would call that. I mean, that was just culture for us.
Understood.
So I'm going to throw 4 teaspoons of our loose leaf tea. So I'm using loose leaf tea. You can use Asaram tea. You can use any type of loose leaf tea. This is just Lipton, regular old Lipton. You don't got to get crazy with that. So while that's boiling, Chad, you're going to actually make a cocktail out of this in a little bit, right?
I will be.
But we're going to talk about Falooda.
Okay.
My mom's favorite. It is a dessert drink beverage, right? So there's a couple different components for this. So I have rice noodles here. So now you can cook your rice noodles whatever way the package says to do. What I did was I just cooked these in boiling water for about 8 minutes, and then I chilled them, and then I actually held them in water. And they actually keep really well. They keep for a long time. I have that. And then this is the weird product we have today. We have Basil Seeds. Let me get in here, grab a spoon. So these are Basil Seeds, right? Now these you can eat them kind of by themselves, but what you have to do for Falooda is you have to soak them in water. So I have soaked two tablespoons in about 1.5 cups of water, and they turn into these like weird little fish eyes.
And they bloom a lot, yeah.
Yeah, so they almost kind of resemble chia seeds. And so it just has a nice textural balance. It's almost kind of like, this drink, I would say, is very similar to boba.
For sure. Yeah, you can see the tapioca, similarities for sure.
So, Chad, you were away from the industry for quite a bit.
A little bit. I mean, I always had
you
my
were
foot in, but yeah,
But
for
now
sure.
you're going back full time.
Yeah.
It's like that old saying. It's like every time they try to pull you up, every time you try to leave,
pull me back
they
in?
pull you back in.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I've kind of felt the itch to kind of come back in too.
But I feel like you've always had your foot in too.
Sure.
You know, so that kind of helps. But yeah, I'm really excited.
So what's some of the stuff you're gonna be doing with stir?
Well, I mean, currently, you know, we do the private dinners. So we actually just had an event out in Westchester this past Saturday. 5 courses, wine pairings, you know, made it really nice. It's actually my second time doing an event. Shout out to my man Andrew Cini for plugging me for that client, which has been really awesome. So that'll be a constant feature, is doing those private events.
Nice.
But we're also going to start hopefully doing some pop-ups with obviously some of our friends, Gerald Allen, Andrew Cini, you know, hoping, you know, that all comes through. And we'll have some other exciting things coming up too.
Yeah, he keeps pointing off screen because Andrew's actually here as a special guest. Him and Chad are just hanging out here.
Yeah.
So, Falooda. This is another crazy ingredient.
Rose water, right?
Rose syrup.
Oh, syrup, you're right.
So this is very, very abrasive. It can be. It can overtake a dish very, very quickly. But it goes really well with this dish. So this dish sounds super weird. It's going to be rose syrup, vermicelli noodles, basil seeds, ice cream, and milk.
Yeah.
Sounds bizarre.
I remember the first time I had one of these. My uncle, he grew up in Britain, so very big, you know, Indian culture over there. And I remember the first time I had one of these and kind of fell in love with it too.
So you can find this, and I'll show you guys what the bottle actually looks like. It's a Pakistani product called Rue Afza. Comes in a bottle like this. It is super concentrated. So you can even just mix this with milk as like, you can have just like rose milk and it'd be super delicious. But this is what we use for that. So I like to start off and I like to decorate the outside. You know how we are, Chad. We like to make things look pretty, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
And not get it on the rim like I just did there.
Nice.
If you want to grab that ice cream out the freezer.
Yeah, I can do that.
So the ice cream is optional, but if you guys are going to be drinking this in summer, which that's what I recommend, you guys should definitely have this ice cream with it. So I'm going to throw a tablespoon of our basil seeds in here. All right. A little bit more, why not? And then I'm actually going to throw just like a little handful of the vermicelli noodles in there. And this is a really pretty drink. When you see how it looks, you're going to be kind of shocked because I put it all around the edge of the cup so that when the milk hits it, it kind of looks like it's dripping down. And I have our vanilla ice cream. I'm putting right in the bottom there.
Now, what's your preference in vanilla ice cream?
So I like brand-wise.
Of course.
That's a good question.
It is.
I think I'm using Tillamook here because I think Tillamook has a really good creamy quality to it. But for this drink in general,
Right.
I think I would like to use pistachio ice cream.
I think we talked about that,
Yeah,
right?
talk about kulfi, using kulfi.
Yeah.
So my tea has come to a boil. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn it on low. I'm going to add 6 teaspoons of sugar. Again, this is a double recipe. And 2 cups of milk. I'm using oat milk here. But if you want to use regular milk, go right ahead. And I'm going to throw 6 teaspoons of sugar in there. 1, 2, 3,
Now, is that cane sugar?
4. I'm using just, pure cane sugar. And then I'm going to throw our milk right in here. 2 cups of milk. And then this is my secret for getting really good creamy chai. We've talked about this product on the show before.
Yeah.
Malted milk powder.
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
It's really great.
It's like MSG for anything sweet,
Yeah,
I
for
think,
sure.
in general. So I throw about a couple tablespoons in here. Now this is going to come right back up to a boil. And then you're going to then you're going to turn it down to a simmer, let it simmer for about a minute.
Right.
So to finish our Falooda, right, all you're going to do now is just fill it right up. And if you get a shot of that, you can see how pretty it looks on the side. You can see how it almost kind of starts to dilute the outside of it. And I am just going to garnish it with just a couple of crushed cardamom pods. Or, if you had pistachios, I would do that too.
True.
So that's the
Really nice.
Falooda. Super delicious, super
Yeah.
good. I'm gonna move this. Now the chai. It's gonna
Smells so good, yeah.
Yeah, so you smell all those spices coming
it's
out.
really nice.
I'm gonna actually grab a whisk here. Little mini whisk. Now I know you guys are looking at this weird pot I have.
I honestly was gonna ask you, where did you even get that pot?
So I got this from our trusty old Indian outlet, Amazon.
Nice.
We're super local. I don't know if you guys have heard
Yeah,
of it.
very local.
It's,
yeah. It's in Newcastle, right?
Yeah, it's super local. Not a lot of people know about it yet. It's on the up and up. I would buy stock in it now if you already haven't.
Cool.
But no, I got it off of Amazon, and I also got this frothing cup. And you're gonna see what I'm gonna do with this here in a little bit. I know it looks like I'm a barista, but I'm not.
Well, you frequent
I do.
coffee shops. So.
I do. Shout out to Little Goat once again.
Second, well, you've been plugging them a lot.
A
So.
lot. So once that is gonna boil, so you want to kind of show us what are all our components that we're gonna put into this cocktail?
Yeah, so we're going to be doing something, we're calling it what? The dirty chai.
The dirty chai.
Right,
dirty.
Right, so our main alcohol base is going to be rum. It doesn't have to be Bacardi. It can be whatever you would like it to be. Our secondary is going to be this really nice coffee old-fashioned liqueur. You picked it up from...
Online.
Again.
From Slow and Low is the name of the company. They make bourbons, and they... You know how Instagram is always listening, social media, Big Brother is watching.
Right.
So, they heard me talk about coffee old fashions, and this popped up
And they got
not
you.
even an hour later.
Yeah, they got you.
And so coffee liqueur has always been one of my favorites. Like a couple of years ago, I was crushing Patron XO.
I remember you were telling that.
Yeah.
So next we have, which is going to be our sweetener, is going to be maple syrup. So this is called Bliss maple syrup. This is also an Amazon buy. Our friend Gerald Allen put us onto this. Really nice. Reuben actually made some chai beforehand, so we're going to be adding that. Obviously ice.
And what's special about this is that it's actually aged in bourbon barrels. So it works really well with our bourbon-based liqueurs over here.
I agree. And then to finish it, we're going to have some egg whites, which is going to make it a...
Nice frothy drink.
Exactly.
I don't know what the actual term is. Flip or something like that.
Flip. Yeah, they're all kind of around the same, but you're always going to use some type of egg base. It's going to add that really nice froth, nice finish. Good mouthfeel. Okay?
So what if they don't have all this stuff? I feel like they can probably just mix it with...
Yeah, I mean, 100%.
stuff, right?
I mean, if you have a spoon and you have everything else, you can...
But highly recommend having like a little cocktail set at home.
Of course.
It's so versatile.
It's a great like after dinner drink, I believe.
Yeah, if you're an entertaining person, if you're a single guy and you're trying to impress a girl that's over,
Right.
bust out your little cocktail set,
Right.
Women love a guy that's shaking something. You got to shake it till your hands numb, a great man once told me.
Yeah, I heard the same thing.
So we're almost getting there. So this is going to start to come up. And it's going to look like it's overflowing, and then you're going to want to, and I'm going to put it right over this camera right here so you guys can kind of see what it looks like. And it's super pretty when it starts to come up.
Yeah.
I think it's really, really beautiful when it does that. And it's almost that I can feel it. I can feel the vibrations on my hand right here. We're so close. That malted milk powder also helps it froth a little bit too. So one of the reasons why you get a container like this and a container like this is because what you're going to see me do is I'm going to attempt to do a little tea pulling demonstration here.
Nice.
So it kind of aerates the product, kind of mixes it a little bit, and then it also kind of cools it down just a little bit.
Nice.
That's what my mom used to do for me, so I didn't drink burning hot, scalding hot tea.
Right.
And we're going to put it in our Desserts by Dana's mug. Shout out to Dana, the OG of the DETV cooking shows. So we're almost there. I see it. You see it?
I
See
do.
it? It's starting to bubble. It's starting to
Yeah,
bubble.
you see a lot. It's a lot. Good amount of frothiness too.
So as soon as this starts to boil up, I'm going to pull it off. And there we go. There we go.
Yep.
And I'm going to pull it off. Now I'm going to strain it right in here. Thank you, Chad. Oh boy, I'm spilling a little bit.
It's a beautiful color though.
Oh my gosh, look at that. Perfect. I was kind of scared there for a second. It was going to overflow.
No, that was a good call.
So I'm going to dump this out in here. Dump out all that tea. I'm actually just going to wipe out my my pot. Now at this point, what you could do, what I do at home is I like to rinse it out with cold water. And I think it just helps with cooling it a little bit. But this is the hard part, right? So you want to start off. Huh? How was that? And then you do it one more time. So you're going to see it kind of makes a nice frothy top. And you just pour it into your mugs. So chai is really, really special to me. Chai is kind of one of those things that Indian families drink kind of afterwards. After dinner, they're all kind of hanging out. They usually split up into the men and the women at the Indian parties. And the Indian guys are kind of talking about cricket or they're talking about Indian politics. As a kid, I never got into that. I was just busy about playing. But they were always sipping on chai over here. And it always has this weird memory to me. So I've tried to incorporate that when friends come over. I'm like, can I make you a cup of chai? Because for me, it's sharing that emotion that is tied to chai, right? So I think it's to me, it's soul warming. That's what I tell people. It's soul warming. The cardamom, the cinnamon, the ginger, all of that to me, it just shouts like, oh, it just warms the soul.
Yeah, no, for sure. And the smell, I mean, it's really nice. Like you said, it's very warming.
And everything that we're doing, I mean, you see how it kind of has a sense of like flair.
Yeah.
So like even like you don't have to pull the tea like I did, but you know, it does look nice. You know, it looks fun. And like even what you're about to do here, I mean, you can see how beautiful our Falooda is looking. Yeah,
I really like that. So we're gonna start making our beverage here. Okay, so like I said, we're gonna start off with our rum. All right, so we have our jig, which helps us measure out what we're doing here. Okay, so we're going to start with 2 ounces, actually 1.5 ounces, I apologize, of our rum. Same amount of our coffee liqueur. It smells great. We're going to do 2 ounces of our chai.
So dirty chai, the reason why we decided on this name, because a dirty chai is literally, if you go to any coffee shop and ask for a dirty chai, it's going to be a chai with a shot of espresso
in it. Yeah, so I get it, like Little Goat or Starbucks every time I go. I'm not a big coffee person, but I am a big chai person. And actually, the first thing I forgot, guys, which is really stupid, is the ice. Because that is what you're going to need first. So that really should go in first, and then all your liquids around it. Forgive me. All right, now into...
I forgive you.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Chad, I forgive you. Don't worry.
So now we're going to go into our maple syrup. We're going to do 1/2 ounce of that. So we'll flip it over into
You say syrup, huh?
How do you say it, sir?
Syrup.
How did I say it?
Syrup. You got a
syrup. You know, I'm from Jersey. People make fun of the way I say water.
Yeah, water.
And then now
you
syrup.
You add 2 O's to your water.
Yeah,
it's
well,
fine.
I don't know. What can I do?
What are we going to do with you, Chad?
I don't know. Nothing. All right, so now we're going to have our egg whites, okay? So for one beverage, we're going to do 1 egg white. All right, so you can always separate it. Most people know how to separate out egg whites from the yolk. And now we're going to shake.
Yeah.
So you're going to shake, and the way that I was taught when it comes to making anything shaken, you're going to shake until your hands are really cold, almost to that point of numb.
Yeah, a great person once told me that too.
All right, so now we're at that point. One thing you always want to make sure you do as well is taste your product. So in the bottom, taste it. I think it tastes great, Reuben.
Oh my goodness. That is fantastic. So for this batch of chai, I did also put in one star anise pod in it. So this has a lot of that great flavor. You see that viscosity coming from the egg white?
Yep. And you'll see it will start to froth and separate a little bit up top.
Like an espresso martini type situation we got going on there.
Yeah, for sure. So we're just gonna make one more.
Got our Falooda boys we're doing over here. We got so many drinks we have to drink here, Chad. So
We do.
I should have bought some tea biscuits.
Oh, that would be nice.
So another memory. You guys ever? What's that movie with the core memories? You guys know what I'm talking about? Inside Out. You know that movie Inside Out? It's a Pixar movie. They talk about
is
core
that
memories.
Is that with the little? They're inside
Or
of
like
people's
the
bodies.
emotions in the
Yeah,
head?
yeah.
So they talk about core memories. A core memory for me is dipping tea biscuits, Parley G tea biscuits. They are glucose biscuits.
Okay.
And somehow the combination of the biscuits and tea is something magical
Interesting.
that like I can't describe to a lot of people. I'm trying to have a guy come on soon, and we're going to be doing chai cheesecakes
Oh, that'd be
with
nice.
a Parley G crust.
Ooh.
It's going to be incredible. I'm super pumped about that because the combination of chai and Parley G tea biscuits is like, it's like peanut butter and jelly. It's classic. Any Indian will tell you about Parley G and chai.
All right. So as we look at the martini or the dirty chai again, you'll see that foam, that separation that's occurred. And then we'll do this, and we're gonna garnish with a little bit of cinnamon on top, right?
Yep, just a little bit of, oh man,
Is that good?
this takes me back. Yeah, on a cold day, on a cold snowy day,
Right.
you have a mug of this, just put your door open and look out at the snow from your porch,
Uh-huh.
you know, if you're into that thing. For me, I am, because I like to get a good Instagram picture, you know?
Yeah. And where you live at too is perfect.
Yeah, so
With
I
all
live
those
like,
trees.
it's gonna sound super suspect, but I live in the woods.
It's perfect.
It's
house.
true. It's true. I live in the woods, which is super scary at night, but really adorable when the sun's out. It's true. Oh man, this chai is so good though.
All right. So now we have both of our drinks ready. Like I said, we're just gonna grate with the microplane a little bit of cinnamon over top, which will just carry those flavors of the chai
Yep.
through. Even
Beautiful.
complements a little bit of that coffee liqueur, I believe. All right.
So we're gonna do 3 separate cheers here. So
Yeah, how do you want to do it? What do you want to do first? Hot?
I
Cold?
feel like we go hot. I say we go chai cocktail, and then finish off with dessert.
Okay, cool. All right.
So first thing is the chai, right? I just like smelling it too.
It's really good.
Cheers. It's just
So
soul
good.
warming,
Yeah,
man.
it's
It's
so
just
good.
like I don't know how else to describe it. That it just kind of
It's like a perfect balance of sweetness too. That's why I really like your chai. I don't know, it's probably the 10th time I've had your chai. But it's like perfectly balanced. The
Yes.
spices are really nice. It's like perfectly creamy.
the ginger just adds just a
Have
little
a
bit
little
of
spice in there.
You don't need a lot of that ginger. Sometimes when I've made chai in the past, I put too much ginger in it, and it just comes off bitter and a little bit acrid. But in this situation, I think it was the perfect amount of ginger. All right,
agree.
this is just. Don't servers love carrying martini
No,
glasses?
they're the worst. That's typically why you'll pour them at the table.
All right, I'm gonna use 2 hands for this. Man,
It's really good.
oh man, this is
Yeah.
dangerous, Chad. When the staff has this here in a little bit, they're gonna go nutty for
Yeah,
this.
that's really nice. I really like that a lot.
Oh man,
The chai comes through, but the coffee reinforces that,
Yeah.
that deepness of flavor.
it does. It adds like almost like a nuttiness.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know how to
does.
describe it, but
It
it's
does.
really, really good.
It's really nice.
I know you guys are looking at this Falooda and you're like, how? How do you guys eat this, right?
Well,
So grab a couple forks. It's funny, I was actually talking with Andrew Rossini and he does the noodle pop-ups. I was like, this would be a great dessert
actually, it'd be really
for
cool.
your
Yeah.
noodle pop-up. So you guys can kind of see. I'm gonna do one of these pulls so they see that. Oh, baby.
And it's so unique. That rose syrup.
It's different.
Yeah.
I took this over to my friends over at Peach Blossom Eatery because I was thinking about what alcohol would be good in here. Now we talked about rum. I think rum would be really good.
That
in
would be
here.
really good.
But they said apple brandy.
I feel like that would complement the rose
Yeah.
really well.
Yeah.
for sure.
So
That's really nice.
oh, we needed some tea biscuits.
Yeah, we don't have those. Maybe Sini can run to the store, get us some tea biscuits.
Maybe. Where can we find you? You're on Instagram. You have a website?
I am on Instagram. We are working on the website, which, like I said, will be launched next week. But Instagram handle is at stir, STER _gently, GENTLY.
That's so clever.
It's really cool. Yeah, I mean, that's my nickname, so.
Although none is better than Time for Dinner. Our boy Andrew Sini with honestly the best chef Instagram handle out there, in my opinion.
It's really good.
It's really good. I can't
really
believe he
good.
has that.
Yeah, well, it's trademarked
So your
now.
website? You have a website as well?
We're working on that. It'll be up officially by Monday.
And you do all types of stuff, right? So what will you do? Pretty much any type of catering that someone would need.
Yeah, so really our main focus right now are on intimate events. So we typically try to stay under a certain threshold of clients because that allows us to focus on the food and the service. So typically under about 75 to 50 people is our sweet spot in which we like to do. But for special clients, we do go above and beyond that. Actually signed on a wedding that's in October for about 150.
Wow.
I've done events for them before in the past. It's their daughter, you know what I mean? So for special clients, people
There's
that
that
really,
Jersey accent coming out again. Daughter.
oh,
Yeah.
daughter. Okay, all right.
I love it. I love it.
Cool. No,
Anyway,
yeah. So
thank
we're
you
really
so
excited.
much, dude. These
Thank
were
you.
great.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun testing out these drinks last week. And I gotta say, these are all great drinks I would want to serve at another event or something. Who knows? You guys might see this coming soon. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you to Chad for coming on yet again.
Thanks for having me.
And guys, you guys gotta try these drinks out. Try this chai, try the Falooda, try the cocktail out of the chai. Gotta try all of it. All these recipes are gonna be available to you on my Instagram page. Check it out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Take care.